Are you new to the acting industry or returning from a break and you keep hearing how important it is to practice your acting exercises, but you just don't have a clue where to start, especially as you don't have anyone to practice with? If that's you, you have landed on exactly the right episode. You are listening to Unstoppable Actors, the essential podcast for ambitious, unknown actors with me, Louise, the artistic director of Standby Method Acting Studio. And for the last 13 years, I've been taking unknown actors with blank CVs all the way to Netflix dramas, Amazon Prime films, TV soaps, and stage plays around the world. And every week I'll be talking with you and sharing how you can become a paid working unstoppable actor, because you 1000% can. An acting career is doable. Are you ready to dive into the episode? I have something so exciting for you, something brand new that I've cooked up that is going to help you stop over-rehearsing scenes till they run dry. It is going to stop you feeling awkward doing intimate scenes with actors you barely know. And by intimate, I don't just mean romantic scenes, I mean those intimate emotional scenes too. And it is going to stop you focusing so much on making the lines sound natural, so you can actually be present in the scene and responsive to your scene partner as opposed to robotic. I have created a brand new one-off workshop that is happening on Saturday the 8th of June, and it is called Red Hot, Create Sizzling Screen Chemistry Even If You've Just Met, a method acting workshop to make your on-screen relationships believable to casting directors. It's online. You can be from anywhere in the world to join it. You can be of any level of experience. You can be brand new to acting, you can be an early career actor, or you can be returning from a break. It's Saturday the 8th of June. 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. UK time, which is 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. European time. Come and get your place. All you need to do is type this link into Google, bit.ly/red hot screen chemistry, or you can simply click the link underneath the episode. It's free. It's performance changing, and it is going to make your acting believable to casting directors. So if dramatically improving your acting skills and increasing your chances of getting cast is a hot priority for you right now, I recommend you get a free place at the workshop, as it is the only time this workshop is ever going to be run. So let's dive into the episode then. We are looking at what method acting exercises a new actor should be practicing daily without a scene partner. So this question came from one of our Method Actors Circle members, and it was such a brilliant question, I had to share it on the podcast. So the question was, I wanted to ask you guys, what do you do in order to practice your acting skills daily? What are the exercises you usually do, specifically when you don't have a scene partner? I'm completely new in the industry. I just started my training with Louise in the Business of Acting Bootcamp and also the Method Actors Circle, so I'm looking for some guidance. Thank you so much. We had some incredible answers come up from our members, which I wanted to share with you. And I'll also be sharing with you from a method acting coach's perspective. Hello, that's me. What you should be practicing too if you want to develop quickly. One of our members said what they do to practice without a scene partner is to read plays, read books on acting, watch films that have got great actors in. They said like The Deer Hunter, because the whole cast are the best method actors you'll find. This person also said they go and watch plays, listen to all kinds of music from classical to jazz and pop. They go to art galleries, anywhere that gives them inspiration and pulls at their heart or makes them squirm. This person said it'll keep you motivated and help you find those inner parts of you didn't know, to help you find those connecting parts with any character you want to become. An actor is never resting. They're either working or they're training. Even sitting in a coffee shop, restaurant or pub, people watching is working your craft. And I couldn't agree more. These are all ways of filling up your imagination and your inspiration levels. Inspiration is a word that comes from Latin and it means to invite. So all these suggestions that one of our members has spoken about who is part of our Method Actors Circle as well, is talking about filling up the inspiration well so that we've always got things to draw upon. We're always feeding our imagination, and that's exactly what you want to be doing. There's never a day that goes by where we can't use something that we've seen or experienced ourselves in our own acting. We can always learn from people watching. We can always find inspiration in music and allow ourselves to be taken on a journey with it, and also allow us to connect to our emotions with music. So I absolutely loved that answer, because that is definitely, well, there's a lot of suggestions in there, but a lot of things that you can do. Someone else shared that what they do is they put on DVDs and they've started listening to the actors in the scenes in their films, and they answer them, but with their own response, sticking to the scene or the story they're in at the time that they're watching. And he said, although it might seem a bit unorthodox, it keeps me sharp and able to be in a scene comfortably. And I really liked that, because that's thinking outside of the box. That's being a little bit different. So these are 2 answers from 2 of our members that are incredible and are outside the box, but will keep your practicing daily in a way that perhaps doesn't feel like it's practice as well. It feels fun. So there's just some suggestions from our members. And now if I come to what I would be suggesting you doing, which is what I shared on this post, is there are 2 exercises all new actors should be doing every single day, and they only take 25 minutes maximum. So the first one is relaxation, the Methods chair relaxation, and the second one is sense memory. So relaxation is something I talk about a lot on the podcast, and it's highly important. It's the foundation of everything. We've got something called the method acting triangle, and on it we've got relaxation, concentration, and imagination. So relaxation is at the very top of the triangle, because without this, any work that we do is just going to crumble, completely crumble. So what relaxation does is it gives you control over your body. And the way I want to explain this to you is by asking you a question. So have you ever been in the middle of a scene and all of a sudden your face feels like concrete and you can't smile, where it specifically says in the script that she or he is smiling? Or you're supposed to shake someone's hand and your arm starts to feel stiff. Or you're regurgitating your lines from your script and then all of a sudden you've become aware of your arms, they're down by your side, and you don't know what to do with them. I call them Professor Clump arms, a bit like the film Professor Clump, where he starts swelling up and becoming really big and all of a sudden is really aware of his body. So when your arms are dangling down by your side, I call it Professor Clump arms. So if you've experienced any of these things, and this is not an exhaustive list, there's way more things that could happen, but if you've experienced any of these things, this has all come from something called mental tension, which I've spoken about a number of times on the podcast. Mental tension is either conscious or unconscious. Conscious means we're aware of it and unconscious means we're not. So as method actors, we are very, very disciplined. We practice the Methods chair relaxation daily, even when we don't have a performance coming up, because it simply prepares us for those last minute auditions that come in, those last minute productions that we might get cast in. And it's just like being a footballer. Footballers still do the training between matches, and method actors still train between performances and auditions because it keeps you sharp. So the other thing about relaxation, as well as giving you control over your body so you don't get Professor Clump arms, or your face doesn't turn into concrete in the middle of a scene, or your arm doesn't go stiff and look awkward and weird, it also allows you to access your imagination much, much easier. And that's really important for us as actors, because all acting is an act of imagination. But if I go back to that triangle, it's the third point on the triangle. We've got relaxation, concentration, and imagination. So then the next exercise to practice daily. So relaxation, I forgot to mention this. You only need to practice that for 15 minutes. 15 minutes a day, that's it. Easy. Everyone's got 15 minutes. And then sense memory, you only need to practice for 10 minutes a day. And sense memory feeds off of the back of relaxation, and it will train your imagination to be as sharp as a knife. So as children, we lived in something called alpha brainwaves. Don't worry if you don't understand this or you have no desire to learn about the brain. It's fine, but there's a point. You don't need to know about the brain, by the way, but there is a point to this which is important for us as actors. So children live in alpha brainwaves until they hit teenage years, and alpha brainwaves are where the imagination sits. So because we regularly need to access this as actors, we've got to keep it vivid. Some of you are going to find when you get into your imagination that things can seem a bit hazy or a bit transparent. And that's normal because it isn't as sharp as when you were a child and it was in those alpha waves because it's not used as often. So when you do the relaxation exercise, which is why this comes before sense memory, so this is the correct order to practice them in, as well as do your relaxation first and then your sense memory. The relaxation will put you into the alpha brainwave state, which is why it makes accessing your imagination easier. So then when you start practicing the sense memory, it's going to help you retrain that imagination to get sharper, just as it was when you were a child, so it becomes less transparent and less hazy. Again, I've got another question for you. Have you ever had a scene where you're supposed to be looking out of a window, seeing the love of your life walk past, but all you see is the camera if you're filming, or the audience if it's theatre? And we just pretend that we see them, so we move our head and make our eyes look like they're following someone, but we're not actually seeing someone. Well, sense memory allows you to actually see this and then create that emotional connection as well, even though there's nobody there and it's all in your imagination. And that makes your acting more truthful, more magnetising to watch, more captivating. Another reason we would want to use sense memory is because you might have to imagine you're on a hot beach in the height of summer in a scene, but really it's winter and there's nothing indicating it's summer and there's nothing giving you the inspiration that it's summer. And again, this is where sense memory comes in, because you've got a methodical technique and an approach to this. You will actually have the experience of it being red hot in summer, and you will believe that it is, and you will start to behave in line as if it was a really hot summer's day. And again, this makes your acting magnetising, compelling, captivating. So as you know now, there are lots of ways to train outside of your classes. The main thing for you is that you are regularly practicing, and you need to be doing this daily where possible. It is one of the many reasons that I know my acting students have gone on to be successful, because they've developed the skills and the discipline, and it's what's helped them stand out. And that's what I want for you as well. You can't be the actor that stands out if you're not willing to put in the practice. You've got lots of different ideas and lots of different ways of practicing now away from classes without a scene partner. So now it's over to you to start doing that. So which one will you do first? And as a reminder, you're being offered a place at a one-off online workshop called Red Hot Create Sizzling Screen Chemistry, even if you've just met, a method acting workshop to make your on-screen relationships believable to casting directors. And just as a further reminder, it's happening Saturday the 8th of June, 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. UK time, which is 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. European time. This is an incredible way of taking what I teach you in the podcast to a practical level and to get my eyes on your work for free. This is a one-off workshop. It will never be run again. So I would highly recommend you register a place there, and you can do that at bit.ly/Red Hot Screen Chemistry, or simply just click the link underneath the episode. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening and taking these lessons seriously. I absolutely love having you in our community. So if you've enjoyed this episode, please do go and rate it. And I'm excited to coach you in the upcoming workshop. See you soon.
I've absolutely loved hanging out with you, and I really hope you found this episode inspiring. If you have, please do rate the podcast and hit follow so you never miss an episode, and I can help more actors like you. And come and join one of the most supportive, uplifting acting communities on socials, the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group, where you'll get your weekly injection of inspiration, networking, and receive your free Method Actors Handbook so you can become an unstoppable actor.